seated, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu.
Sanwo-Olu is our
members of the State Executive Council, especially the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo. Ejo, solo. Body of permanent secretaries and tutors general, especially the permanent secretary tutor general District 4, Mr. Olusegun Oshinaike. The chairman, Lagos Mainland Local Government, Chief Mrs. Omolola Essien. The chairman, Special Committee on Rehabilitation of Public Schools, Mr. Akeem Smith, and board members, especially Engineer Mrs. Yetunde Holloway, Architect Shegun Adebanjo, Honorable BIQ Raj Label, and Mrs. Bemisola Legushen, the board secretary. Leaders of our party, the All Progressives Congress, especially in Lagos Mainland. I recognize our elder statesman, Honorable Olawale Oshun, Honorable Owolabi Monsuru, Honorable Adekunle Ademoye, retired permanent secretary Otumba Ojora Adejiyan, captains of industry, especially the chairman, managing director, Atlantic Bisco Construction, Mr. BC Akinola, and the managing director, Pick Grey Nigeria Limited, Remi Olukoya. Our royal fathers, top government functionaries, especially Executive Secretary, Lagos State Vocational Educational Board, Ms. Ronke Aziz, our religious and community leaders, Iyaloja General, ably represented by Alhaja Ganiat Ajibola, chairmen of various associations and unions, especially the Lagos State Parents Forum, led by Ebute Metta. For all of us, we know very well that we have a man at the saddle of leadership who is interested in the education of our children. The focus of this administration is about ensuring that our public schools become the preferred destination for our children. It should be an environment that they look forward to go and study. Gone are the days when parents choose private schools over public schools. But today, our public schools have become centers of excellence that most parents are jostling to take their children to. And the results are there to back it up. Check the WAEC results, check the NECO results on a yearly basis. Children in public schools in Lagos State are doing wonders. Let's appreciate Mr. Governor, please. Mr. Governor, sir, with your kind permission, we also welcome the White Cap Chiefs, ably led by the Okpelua, I Chief Latif Ajose. You are very much welcome, sir. Mr. Governor, sir, with your kind permission, I will now invite the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo, to please step forward and read our welcome address. Let's appreciate Mama. She's the mother of all the children.
Oya kani mano baby yen arawani baby yen kani mano baby yen ara wa ni bèbí yẹn. Sílò 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 lò.
Sílò ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Mr. Governor, sir, Mr. Babajide Olúṣọlá Sanwo-Olu, our Royal Highnesses in the house, I welcome you, sirs. Members of EXCO who have turned up here, despite their very busy schedule, you're welcome. A body of permanent secretaries, and especially the TGPS District 4, Mr. Olusegun Oshinaike, and the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Bolaji. Lagos Mainland Local Government Chairman, Mrs. Omolola SCN, my big sis. Thank you, Ma. Chairman Scripps, please permit me to rest on the apex leader in our leader in Lagos Mainland, Honorable Wale Oshun. I greet you, sir. GSC members, sir, please permit me to rest on existing protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this wonderful event. This event, and we are trying to not to talk too much today, but it's a day of great joy for all of us in Lagos Mainland. As a member of Lagos Mainland constituency, it always makes me happy when we do anything here, because then you know that promises were made and these promises were kept. So this is another promise made and another promise kept. And Mr. Governor, we say a very big thank you to you. This is our school right here in Lagos Mainland, and we are determined to take care of it, and we are determined that it is going to be one of the great schools in the state, like we have had many other great schools. Today is not a day for too much talking, especially because we are even leaving here for another event, which I'm sure Mr. Governor will allude to in his speech. But I have to say a few things about the education sector in the past 3.5 years. First of all, I have to say we were standing on the shoulders of giants, and so by the time we came in, there was a lot that had been done, and there was a lot for us to do. And we are very proud that in Lagos Mainland here, we were able to finish all our major schools. If you look around all the way from Onike Girls, down to Faziloma, down to St. Francis, down to Okeodo here, there are so many schools that we have rehabilitated. So much furniture, thank you very much, sir. Furniture that we've given to our schools, support in a lot of ways. But we know it's not just about infrastructure. And here we say thank you to Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor is known as Mr. Infrastructure. But I am an educationist. And as an educationist, I want to call him Mr. Education as well. And for us as educationists, the most important thing is what happens in the classroom between the teacher and the student. And Mr. Governor has helped us support this relationship so much so that our children are doing well all over the state. If you look at our WAEC results are so good now that we are having results like 80%, 75% in most of our schools. I say thank you to the TGPSs and the principals and the teachers, because they work very hard. I am coming here from one of our schools, not in this district, where we had one of the highest JAMB scores we have ever recorded in JAMB, which is 352. This student had 98% in chemistry, 96% in physics, 94% in mathematics, 64% in English. You know, scientists don't know English, and with that, can you imagine if he had been good in English, we would have been talking about the best JAMB result ever. But it's one of the best results. And even in District 4, which is how we describe this place, there are many students who have scored well over 300 in their JAMB exam. There is no child who came from heaven knowing physics or chemistry. You must have been taught by somebody, and that person must have been a good teacher, a caring teacher indeed. So, on behalf of Mr. Governor, I say thank you to our teachers. And I know, Mr. Governor, you don't know how you affected classroom practice, but it was in all those approvals for us to train teachers, for us to work with NGOs, for us to even invest in technology so that a teacher teaching here can teach in many schools, for us to give some of the students tablets. And all these things just came together in a wonderful whole. And what we are now having is that our private schools are the best in the country. I'm conscious of that. And bit by bit, they will become the best, and not just public, but for any schools anywhere. And so today makes us very happy that we are here at Okeodo. Okeodo, you have been given a wonderful edifice. I hope we will take care of it. It's always important to say that because it saddens us whenever we come around schools. Fans have been removed, chairs have been taken away. But I know this is Okeodo. I know this is Lagos mainland. And I know that we appreciate education. And we are going to look after this place. And if we come back in a year's time, we will meet the chairs here. Will we not? We will meet the tables here. Yes. And the students will be even better than they are today. So I welcome you all to this wonderful gathering. I have to say a big thank you to all the agencies that work together with the Ministry of Education. This building was supervised by SCRIPS, the Special Committee on Rehabilitation of Public Schools, very ably led by the affable and charming Mr. Hakim Smith. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. We have worked well together. I will always appreciate working with you. I thank you very much. At times it was difficult. I know I'm very idiosyncratic and I can lose my temper easily, but I loved working with you, and I thank members of his committee as well. I thank all board members, the Ministry of Education staff who are here, and I thank all who have worked together with us, Subeb and all. God bless you all. Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Please, let's appreciate the Honorable Commissioner for Education. Mr. Governor, sir, all other courtesies duly extended. Next on the lineup will be the overview of the Special Committee on Rehabilitation of Public Schools projects to be delivered by the chairman, Mr. Hakim Smith. Let's appreciate him, please, as he makes his way to the podium.
Thank you. Good afternoon, or good afternoon, Mr. Governor, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, distinguished guests, royal fathers, body of permanent secretaries, and all press men here present. Permit me, Mr. Governor, to stand on the well-established protocol for want of time. I just want to give you an overview of this project that we are seeing here. I'll take you a bit back to memory lane and we'll conclude with one or two things. The Okeodo High School is classified as a new school because when we got to this school some years ago, there was no school. The students have been moved to other locations because the existing structure was defective and it wasn't habitable. So Mr. Governor instructed the intervention into this school so that we can at least put it back into proper shape. Mr. Governor, before I go further, I want to thank you for gracing this occasion particularly. Because a couple of months back, said that this property has been sold to the private sector. But they feel that this property, this edifice, is not a Lagos State edifice. But we thank you for coming, at least to prove truly that this edifice is for Lagos State. A round of applause for Mr. Governor. The new Okeodo comprises of L-shaped 15 classrooms. The previous derelict building, if you go around when we are doing the tour, you'll see it wasn't habitable any longer, so we had to demolish that building. After demolition, we had to do a serious structural test to be sure of the kind of foundation we have to put this building on. When we started, we thought it was going to be a 12 classroom block, but later on, we realized that looking at the investment of a pile foundation here, we need to sweat that investment. And as such, we decided to push it further to 15 classroom block. So right here, we are sitting on, this building is sitting on pile foundation. We have a total of 91 number 600 mm diameter piles founded on 80 meters depth. That is a lot of investment. I mean, let's thank Mr. Governor for this. In order to complement and improve the functionality of the facility, there are other ancillary facilities. The canteen, the gatehouse, the perimeter fence. I must again stress the importance and to let you know that can actually take both basketball, all sorts of sports game was actually approved and instructed by Mr. Governor. But when he saw what was happening here, he said it's better for us to do more for this community. So at least the students, when they are not in class, they can actually have the benefit of doing some indoor sports within the premises. The main classroom block, I have to go into that, just comprised of 15 classroom block, like I said. It's a frame structure. Now, in recent past, you might be hearing about collapse. You don't have any of such problem here. Here, we've done our soil tests, and we make sure we have founded the building on a very, very right footing. Again, the building you are seeing here is well framed, and the roof you see is in long span aluminum roofing sheet. However, we ensure that we've wrapped the roof with concrete fascia so that no wind thrust can actually take off the roof, unlike what you are seeing around. The building is assessed through well-finished sized staircases. If you go around the tour now, you see the size of the staircases. They are sizable to take the footfall of this kind of a capacity that we are having. And it's well finished with terrazzo so it can withstand the pressure of use. The classroom are standard to accommodate a minimum of 50 students, well ventilated and illuminated to ensure classes go on even when there is power outage. If you go around, you see that we now use aluminum glasses so I can throw in more light. And they have enough, so at least when there is no light, you can actually sit right away. The external works has well-constructed multi-story courts for various uses, like I said. It is finished with epoxy finish. It's a hard-wearing finish. When we go there, you will see. And it's constructed with rigid pavement. It's not something that come in a year's time or two, nothing will happen to it, I can assure you. The compound is also well laid with driveways. You can see interlocking paving stones and plantings around the back of this stage. Mr. Governor, distinguished guests, I would like to recognize the family of Scripps, our members. The Scripps family in general, for the great work we've been able to do under your watch, sir. You inaugurated this committee November 4th, 2019, comprising distinguished board members led by my able self and very, very good distinguished board members headed by and complimentary supporting staff from the ministries. We thank Almighty God for all we have achieved and thank you specially and most sincerely for the opportunity and support you have continuously given us to make this committee a success. Mr. Governor, Scripps is your baby. We are well structured to even do more for the good people of Lagos. This public physical infrastructure transformation agenda has been battered to solve a need you identified. And if we ask ourselves the question, has it addressed the problems? Surely the answer is in the affirmative, yes, it has. But sincerely, there is still a lot to do. God help us. Special appreciation to the education family headed by a wonderful mother of over 3 million children. God bless you, ma'am. Board of permanent secretaries, the royal fathers here present, all agencies that have been supportive in achieving this feat. All other agencies here present, friends and well-wishers. Very importantly, our supportive contractors, Atlantic Briscoe and Pesgray, for their tolerance and understanding going through our insistence on standards. Lastly, Mr. Governor, distinguished guests, have visited some of the top private schools in Lagos, the likes of Grange, Atlantic Hall, Corona, etc. I sat in one of our classrooms far away in Elekpe just yesterday for commissioning. I can tell you that, sir, that they are at par with our schools. Ours are even better with the ICT infrastructure in Vetland School. Certainly, The infrastructure here, you will agree with me that the greater Lagos is rising. Thank you and God bless. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Thank you.
Ó ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Èkó. Ó ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Èkó. Sanwo-Olu àwa.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the chairman once again.
Has
Mr.
rehabilitated
Governor, with your
close
kind
to
permission, we'll
200
take some goodwill
schools,
messages.
while more than
First,
1,000
on the
classrooms
lineup, I
have been
will
injected
invite
into the
chairman
school
of the
system.
Agbon community.
Also,
That
about
is this
1,592
community where
beds
this school is
provided
located.
in the school hostels, and
He is a
more than 180,000 units dual composite students furniture have been provided in public schools across the state, including the principal and teachers' furniture. Also, security improvements were carried out in some schools, some poorer schools, by erecting watchtower building for surveillance. Bells and floodlights were installed in some schools, with hostels accommodation to beef up security. Iconic projects that this committee has done include Elemoro Community Junior High School at Ibejuleki, Ventland Junior Grammar School Agege, and Ogombo Community Junior High School Aja, that is by the Special Committee on Rehabilitation of Public Schools in Lagos State under the Ministry of Education.
And successful, especially for being focused on the themes agenda of this administration, which education is one of them. Your slogan is Mr. Promise Made, Promise Fulfilled. It might look semantic, but it is a reality, as we are witnessing one here in Okeodo Junior High School. It is pertinent that as CDA, we are expected to take ownership/responsibility for any government projects within our space, be it federal, state, or local government. In some instances, we take charge of maintenance where necessary after the projects must have been duly delivered. Hence, our interest in the reconstruction of Okeodo Junior High School, since the contractor had moved to site, the CDA had rallied around him to give him all the necessary support right from the inception to the completion of the project. Mr. Governor, the good people of Idiagbon CDA wish to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to you for the successful completion of this school project, which we count important to the community. We extol you with the gift of this beautiful school built for the downtrodden, and it is rated as the best within this area. The new school will bring a lot of benefits, including the following. It is a standard school with complementary facilities such as mini sport complex and canteen, which will ease the stress of teachers or students in accessing such facilities elsewhere. 2, you have renewed the hope of the children of the commoners to start learning under a very good, conducive environment, just like their counterparts, the rich, the children of the rich. Maintaining the same location brings the school nearest to the community, and this will greatly reduce the number of out-of-school children within this area. We shall now have a floodless premises as against what the teachers and students used to experience in the past. 5, the students are more secure now and can concentrate on their studies, unlike what was obtained before, where miscreants used these school premises as walk-through, hibernation place, and sometimes as their abode. 6, the loitering of students around the school will be a thing of the past. Sir, we are thanking you for your swift action, taking on all our correspondences based on our observations and complain, and we are glad to say that all our complaints are attended to and rectified. We also express our appreciation on the humongous amount committed to the reconstruction of this school, as you did not see it as waste of taxpayers' money because of the location, but instead you pursue it as a worthy investment to breed the future leaders of tomorrow. Finally, sir, we extol you in your stride to raise the standard of education in Lagos State better than how you met it, and this you are achieving as your footprint in education is glaring and visible in all parts of Lagos State. One of these is the one we are commissioning today. However, we are on our knees begging for the replication of reconstructed Okeodo Junior High School in Apostolic Primary School just adjacent to this school. Apostolic Primary School is one of the 3 schools within this vicinity. This land were acquired by Alhaji Lateef Jakonde for education purposes, but we are pained to inform you that one of the sites opposite us, which used to be Okeodo Junior High School, while the present one is used to be Okeodo Senior High School, have been converted to a housing estate developed by a private property developers, and now efforts are piling up to repeat same at Apostolic Primary School. Classroom is where impart knowledge which can last individual for the rest of his or her life, depending on individual can make use of opportunities available to him or her. But building an estate will only bring money into the pocket of the few people. The benefit is in reconstructing school is not comparable. Sir, we thank you especially as scripts had commenced preliminary work at Apostolic Primary School site based on your directive. We pray to see that reconstruction comes up to fruition. The primary education is the basic and foundation for other higher education institutions. We are confident that you will do it for. God bless Lagos State. God bless Lagos Mainland Local Government. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe. Thank you, sir.
Almost that this program, this event is being beamed live on Television Continental, and you know it's about time, so we don't want them to cut us off. Please, for all the others who will speak, let's concern ourselves to just 2 minutes, please. Next, I will invite the chairman of the Parents Forum in Lagos State, Elder Olusoji Adams, to please step forward and give a short goodwill message. Sir, you have just 2 minutes, sir.
Your Excellency, sir, you are a man of your word. On behalf of all the parents in Lagos State, particularly mainland, we doff our heart for you. Look at this beautiful edifice. About 15 years ago, nobody dreamt it. But you have done it for us. Mama Fọláṣadé, tó bá jẹ́ pé alágbára láti sọ fún gọ́vùnà wa yìí pé kán tún jẹ́ kẹ́tún padà, inú wa dùn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. You have been so wonderful. You have been so wonderful. You have been so wonderful. Our permanent secretary, Mr. Abayomi Olaji, you are a man. God will be with you. I told my Tutor General Permanent Secretary District 4, I said that you came to our district, everything started changing for good. My Tutor General, please stand for recognition, sir. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, sir, we have written a letter to your office to tell you that during the election, the roles that we parents played, the role that we played, we were told by the committee for the campaign organization, they said that we should go to the 9 local governments that the first presidential election did not do well. We combed all the 9 local governments and we used that opportunity to support you to come for the second time. This second time, we know that we are going to do what Napoleon cannot do. Thank you very much. We shall visit you very soon. And I know that you will welcome us very, very well. Once again, on behalf of the parents in Lagos State, if my ESCO members are around, please, can you stand for recognition? Oh, can you see them at the back? Whenever you call on us, we are ready to answer you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Governor, sir. All other courtesies duly extended. Next, I will invite the president of the Old Student Association of this institution, Alhaji Adenekon Idowu, to please step forward and give us a goodwill message. Please, sir, I'll repeat. Confine yourself to 2 minutes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Governor, all the commissioner and the state ESCO present. We recognize our chiefs and elders and all people that have attended this occasion. Today is about, the most joyous day for us. Can the old students stand up and let Governor really know what we represent? Sir, we, some 43 years ago, I happened to be part of the first set of this school. This place was, it was being described as a poultry. Yes, it is that kind of, that Jaconde structure that we started with. But today, I can tell this gathering authoritatively that there is no walk of life that will not have impact. I'm standing before you as a fellow chartered accountant in this country. And I have so many of my colleagues there, medical doctor, barrister of law, director in state service, controller of customs, just to mention few. Sir, the investment you've made here is not a lost investment. And based on my practice, I can tell you that it is a very viable, profitable, and progressive project. You will never regret ever doing this. Again, we appreciate you. Sir, as Oliver Thomas, we only exist based on the fact that we finished from this school. That's why we are able to form the Okeodo High School Old Student Association. And we are doing wonderfully great. Before you leave, I'll give you a provide to the protocol so that you can see, and I think the commissioner can prove that. She has a copy of that. And also, we want to appreciate our community leader. He has been a very big father to us. And also, and his team, they've really accommodated us, because coming back to this school some 20, 30 years after, we are so amazed to see this. And as we are surprised, may Almighty God surprise you and the whole ESCO. We really appreciate you. We know you are using the public fund, but you are using it judiciously. We pray that this second time will be much more fruitful, rewarding than the first. Sir, we will appeal to you the senior secondary school of Okeodo is very germane to us. Because if our students finish as a junior school, there will be no opportunity for us to continue this old student society. Apart from the social event that we did within ourselves, we are supporting the school, and I think the Tutor General and the Education District can prove to that. As part of our project, on an annual basis, we sponsor the prize-giving day of the school. We sponsor the inter-house sport of the school. We buy uniform for the students and distribute freely. We buy sandals and a lot of that. Even before, as at the temporary site that the school is using, we partition the office of the principal, furnish it, provide the generator, buy the fan, and we...
In the education sector, apart from building new structures, schools physically, old ones are being rehabilitated and given a facelift. Most of the schools have new equipment, desks, benches, and even technology-wise, most of our teachers are getting trained and retrained. Not only that, our teachers now, gone are the days when we talk about they are getting their rewards in heaven. Our teachers are getting brand new cars, courtesy of the government of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu on a yearly basis through the Teachers of the Year. In addition, Mr. Governor has ensured, like I said earlier, that our public schools become the preferred destination for our children. Unlike before, when children don't want to go to public schools, but we have the best education territories where our students can learn and they'll be able to get all that they learn, they retain. They don't have problems of not having conducive atmosphere to read and to learn. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to form a substantive on the 9th of May and a renewed one that will commence on the 29th of May as well. Please let's welcome Mr. Governor, Mr. Celebo, Mr. Educationist, as the Honorable Commissioner has said.
Àti ń bá wọn níjọba lè kó ń bí àsìkò yìí ti ẹ̀ yàtọ̀ Sanwó-Olu ọ̀gá wa débi tẹ́lẹ̀ tó jùlù mọ̀ ṣe nọ́mbà wàdú ẹ̀yìn Èkó ẹ kú oríire.
Thank you.
Ẹ Sanwó-Olu ṣèjọba Èkó fọlá kọ́kọ́.
Thank you. Solo. Thank you. Àwọn ará Lagos men àwọn òǹjọ́ dáadáa. Lagos Island láti ń bọ̀. Abọ́ jákẹ́ẹ̀tì ilẹ̀ ni. Abọ́ jákẹ́ẹ̀tì ilẹ̀.
Èkó ayé ilé Èkó. Èkó Sanwó-Olu ayé Èkó. Èkó ló lomi, Èkó ló lẹ́jà. Tiwa ló já ẹja ọ̀bọ̀kún tẹ kọ́ mà ní Èkó akẹ́tẹ̀ ìlú ọ̀gbọ́n olú ìlú onílù ẹgbẹ́.
Ó ṣe o.
Bàbá lù Èkó.
Thank you very much.
Pẹ́jẹ́pẹ́jẹ́ kì í rán mi kó sá ọmọ omi kì í sá fún mi apá oníṣẹ́ ìjẹ́.
Ok, mo ti lọ tọ́ yín ni ẹ má bínú. Mainland ẹ̀ ń jó gan, ẹ̀ ń jó gan. Mo ti rí. Thank you very much because of our time. Members of the State Executive Council that are here, thank you very much. We've been to a lot of places this morning, but especially the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo, the body of Permanent Secretary, especially the Tutor General in this district, Mr. Olusegun Oshonaike, District 4, thank you very much. The chairman of our local government here, Mainland LCDA, Mrs. Omolola Essien, thank you very much. It's okay. Some of our cabinet members that are indigenous of this neighborhood, they are looking at me, so Olowo, I know your house is all that down there, right? But you didn't go to Okeodo. But it's okay. You are acknowledged. heads of government agencies and parastatals, members of SUBEB that are here, directors of SUBEB, the chairman of Script, very hardworking, very hardworking, Mr. Akim Smith, and other directors and other members of Script. Thank you very much. Our royal father, the Oba of Lagos, who we just left a couple of minutes ago, Oba Riwan Akiolu, who is here ably represented by the Opelo of Lagos, Chief Ajose, and other white cap chiefs that are here. They've been out with me since 11 o'clock. This is the 4th event that they are going out with me today. Please let's give them a round of applause. This is the 4th event. We've done 3 commissioning together, and they've been following me everywhere. You know, our market men and women that are here, the representative of the Yaloja General, Alaja Ganiat Ajibola, and other market leaders, Eshegonio. We. The leadership in this committee of our LCDA, of our CDCs and CDAs, thank you very much. Color to your alma mater and to this school. Thank you very much for turning out in large number. Our traditional rulers that are also here, I acknowledge Oba of Lagos, but we also have our father, Oba Igbobi Sabe, Oba Owolabi Adeyemi Adeni Kabesi Esheo. Thank you very much. All other leaders, political leaders, community leaders, the chairman of Parents Association that came out earlier to talk to us, Elder Olusoji Adams Eshegoni, thank you very much, and your leadership. Everybody that is in the education sector, I'm sure that's why all of you are here. And we want to acknowledge and thank each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Cracky, this is the 4th today alone. The deputy governor is not here because they are also commissioning some road projects in different parts, and there are also other commissioners that are also in different parts of the city that are commissioning roads. It's all been about commissioning in the last 3 days. So we thank you. In the commemoration of our 2nd term inauguration, we have been commissioning several projects in all sectors. But here is on the education sector. One of such is the new Okeodo Junior Grammar School, where we are today. The school is among the several schools we have commissioned in the last 3 days. And it's consistent with our team's agenda, which the first E there is education and technology. These 15 classroom blocks with modern purpose courts brings to total in the last 3 days 135 new classrooms that we have added to 8 public schools. These schools are namely, just in the past 2 days, Government Senior College Agege, 18 classrooms, Alimosho Junior Grammar School, 18 classrooms, Ijaye Housing Estate Junior Secondary School, 12 classrooms, Ijaye Ojokoro Senior High School, 18 classrooms, Koshofe Senior College, 18 classrooms, Elepe Community Junior High School in Ikorodu, 18 classrooms, Sham El Din Junior Grammar School in Ikorodu, 18 classrooms, and now here we are at Okeodo Junior High School in mainland with 15 classrooms. I'm delighted to join the people of mainland Okeodo here on Court Street in Ebute Metta under our Lagos Central Senatorial to celebrate this special occasion as we near the end of our first tenure and to prepare to commence our new journey of another 4 years. Just before I forget, because of the request that they have made here and because of the bugudu that I saw when they are coming, I'm going to instruct our public works to come and fix Court Streets. So this is for coming around here. and we will fix it. It's not in my speech, but in all various implementation within the last 4 years. I'm pleased to note that our investment in the education sector and the future of our children have continued to yield the desired outcome through improved performance of Lagos State students, Lagos State public school students at both state and national competition. I'm sure the chairman of the whole student also has attested to even that they left this place several decades ago and they've all turned out to be teachers, to be lecturers, to be accountants and doctors and engineers and all fields of life and endeavor. And so we are convinced that what we're about is about putting the future in the hands of the pupils and the students that will also be attending this school. And as the commissioner also said, in the last 4 years, we have seen consistent improvement in the outcomes of our students at the WAEC exam. When we came in 4 years ago, the average total score was under 50%, with about 40, 38% and all the rest. But now you can hear our schools are crossing 78%, 75%, 80%. And it's because of the investment that we in education. JAM, which is very, very, countrywide, very competitive. Our students, one of them is the scorer of the highest mark. When our public students, a student in public school is scoring 98 in chemistry, 96 in physics, 94 in biology, it goes to show that there's something right that we're doing. And what we need to do is continue to do that. Today, we're commissioning and handing over these blocks of classrooms, which includes laboratory, staff room, sick bay, principal's office, vice principal's office, 36 toilets, and of course a multi-purpose use court. The court, as you can see, can be for tennis, long tennis competition, it can be for basketball, it can be for volleyball, it can be for badminton. So the students take turns and they can exhibit their skills, and their knowledge right out here. It also has a walkway and of course a well lawn, which is where we are seated here today. We believe this facility will address the challenge of inadequacy of infrastructure and will move our education sector towards attaining the global standard for effective learning and teaching. Let me also use this opportunity to assure our students and hardworking and dedicated teachers of our commitment to do more in our second tenure as we get sworn in on Monday. We've listened to you, sir. You said that we should do apostolic school. I've also listened to them that we're also looking for a land for the senior secondary school. So what I'm going to say is that you all meet and converge because there is no land for us. If you give us the land, we will build it. But there's no land. So between those students and the community, if you want us to come and use the land for a senior secondary school, just communicate and we'll get it done, as you have done before. But I want it to be a conversation within the citizens, because what we're about is not about knowing it all by ourselves. We want to engage you. We want to do the things that is right for you. We want to do the things that you want us to do. We want to do the things that you appreciate once we've done it. And this is one testimonial. The story of this place was, of course, we're going around, but at the CDCs and the CDA, they wrote to me personally to say that they do not like the state of the deplorable state of the school, that in fact the students have left the school. And we're thankful to God that within 2 years, we have seen what we've turned this entire edifice into. When our citizens ask of us that we should do things for them, we shouldn't get shy. it is a confidence that they have reposed in us that we can do it. And so once they ask us for things, we need to think out of the box and see how we fix it for them. Because we're in government, when the leadership position, because of them, because of all of you that are here. So once you give us the feedback, it gives us assurance that you believe that we can do it, and it also gives us assurance that it is what you want us to do that we get to do. It doesn't change our strategic plan because it still fits under our global economic agenda that we're doing for the entire state. So for us, we're happy to continue to do that. And like I said, it's not just about education today. Earlier today, we have commissioned 2 health facilities, on Lagos Island, and they are first in class. These are comprehensive health facilities that will be working 24/7, and that is the whole essence of government. This is education that is important. Health was one of the ones that we commissioned this morning, and this morning again, we commissioned the very famous Adeniji-Adele Road and Lagos Island, Takpa and Adeniji-Adele Road, which I'm sure all of us know where Adeniji-Adele is. This is a strong economic center for the entire commerce on Lagos mainland. And it is the beginning of the regeneration that we'll begin to see on Lagos Island. And so for us, it's not about us. It's about what you want us to do. It's about having a conversation with you and ensuring that it is a listening government. It's about ensuring that you have a place in our government on a trajectory of ensuring that the greatest good is for the greatest number. As I end up my address, I want to admonish us that when we do these things, there are public assets that should be protected. There are public assets that you should take care of. And as parents, as community leaders, as Old Students Association, we should enjoin and encourage those students that will be using this to protect and to preserve and to use these assets well. And to also encourage the teachers that these are assets that must last for a very, very, very long time. We will stop at nothing at ensuring that the very, very best is pushed forward at all times. And so I'm hoping that all of the construction on road, in hospital, in schools, in jetties that we've done, in housing estate that we've commissioned. In this period, yesterday alone, we commissioned 3 housing estates in houses that we built. These are all assets that will transfer to the public. And please, let's take care of them. Let's see them as our own, assets and protect them so that they can serve us and serve the community well. Finally, I wish to commend and thank the efforts of SCRIPS, which is the Lagos State School Rehabilitation Board, headed by Mr. Smith. They have continued to delight us. In less than 4 years, they have been able to chunk in over 1,500 additional classrooms in almost 1,000 school projects that they've done in the last almost 4 years. Of course, they could not have succeeded without the support of Ministry of Education, which is their parent body, and now have on the policy and on the educational trajectory of the students in which they are monitoring. And so, Honorable Commissioner, your PAMSEC, and all your Tutor Generals, I also want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of the students and the pupils that you are taking care of. Of course, I will not forget all my great teachers, because it's not just about the Tutor General, it's about the teachers that ensure that on a day-to-day basis that they go out there and they give the students, the pupils, all they require to become better people tomorrow. I want to enjoin and thank the management of this school, the students of this school. I saw all of them looking very, very happy that they have a brand new school, right? That they should continue to do their very best, because personally, I will be monitoring them. Every school that I've gone to commission, I make it a point of duty that we do a follow-up to know what has been the trajectory of outcomes. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and a great one that I cherish that I will commission a block of classrooms today at Okiodo Junior High School here on Court Street in mainland local government of Lagos State. It's been an honor being your governor, because this will be the final event for today. Thank you all very much for listening.
Amen.
Can we please give Mr. Governor a standing round of applause? A very resounding one.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has just inaugurated a new block of classrooms at Okeodo High School here at Ebute Metta area of Lagos. The school is done by on rehabilitation of public schools, has rehabilitated and constructed more than 1,500 schools across the state. In his speech, Mr. Governor appreciates Scripps and the Ministry of Education in the last 4 years for providing more than 1,500 schools across the state, and of course providing welfare free of education led by the Commissioner for Education, Folashade Adefisayo. Then the governor said this activity here is an activity to mark the inauguration of his second term in office. He and the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat. The governor said in the last few days in activities marking their second term inauguration in office, they've rehabilitated, able to commission, inaugurate many projects which varied from primary healthcare centers, especially today that 2 healthcare centers were handed over to communities around Lagos Island area of the state. Then from there to housing and of course schools across the state. 2 health facilities on Lagos Island, as I said, and roads were handed over to communities on Lagos Island as well. Adenija Adele Street and Takwa Street were handed over today by the governor to the community. The governor also said that public assets should be protected. He urged residents of this area and others that he has inaugurated projects that they should take ownership of public assets in their care. Thank you for staying with us.
And we are sure you even do more than what you have done so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Governor, sir, all other courtesies duly extended. Next is to formally and respectfully invite you and the other occupants for the formal unveiling of the plaque before cutting of the guided inspection of the school structure, sir.
Benefit of mankind, he wants to do that. So are you okay with that one, sir? Ó kàn sọ ti máìkì tó fẹ́ lù ẹ́ pé gómìnà máa fẹ́ tó fẹ́ kọ́ ti kíní ẹ̀ kó máa fẹ́ sọ pé yẹn náà máa fẹ́ lù kí ká má fọ ọkàn yẹn rárá pé ká má mú tiẹ̀ kẹ́ fílẹ̀ kó wá hàn. Ìyẹn tó ń jọ ní o tó wá ní ọdún tí mo fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ yẹn.
to the glory of God and to the benefit of mankind, I, Mr. Governor, have the unique opportunity to hand over this block of classrooms at Okeodo Junior High School here in Ebute Metta for the use of the students and the teachers and the community, even excel in their studies as they use this facility. Thank you very much.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
As they count down to the inauguration of President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu as Nigeria's 16th president continues, more and more world leaders are showing solidarity with him in recognition of his well-deserved win. The United States, United Kingdom, China, Ukraine, France, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Cuba, Nicaragua, Namibia, and a host of others have already sent in their congratulatory messages.
They'll be sending their fossil fuel vehicles to us, and that will not help us.
Help matters here.
Yes, that will not help us. So it's very important we talk about the routes. It's also important that the routes are structured in such a way that there is continuity. When the buses stop here, then it's not that, okay, I've enjoyed the ride in an electric bus, fossil fuel free of fossil fuels, and then I alight, get on another bus, and all I have dodged
back to square one.
Back to square one. So these things, a lot of things we need to change, and the people, there should be citizen orientation. The citizens should be, there should be orientation for the citizens so that they can key into this. Let it not look like it's one of those phantom schemes that.
Yeah.
Let the citizens know that this is where the world is heading to. We cannot pretend and we cannot look away.
Otherwise, you need the buy-in of the commuter.
And the transport operators.
And a lot of the people here may not even know the difference.
No, but these buses are very beautiful.
Yes, the beautiful bus, they'll get into it. They won't ask questions. Oh, is it powered by the diesel, gas, and the rest?
Yeah.
They won't ask this question as far as they know it will take them to their destination.
One of the things that actually, one of the attractions of the BRT buses, let me just tell you, those blue ones, was that people could charge their phones in those buses.
See the interior. See how beautiful the interior is.
Yes, people could charge their phones in those buses. That was one of the attractions of those blue buses. So with this, I hope there will be some functionalities, little perks that
obviously.
that the commuters will enjoy and will make them swing.
And I think they should also consider taking these buses to Abuja. Maybe when they are coming up with the second phase, Wando has to be encouraged.
They said
Abuja and Kano are becoming similar to Lagos in many ways. Abuja is the second fastest growing city in Nigeria in terms of population.
Okay.
So for that reason, more and more people are migrating to Abuja, from different states. So we need to introduce something like this. I'm sure there will be sufficient patronage.
I imagine they are thinking big.
You didn't mention Port Harcourt with weakest flyovers here.
All right. Let's go to the next story. Efforts by politicians to put a spanner in the works in order to stop Bola Tinubu's inauguration are as frantic as they are real. A former presidential candidate of the Hope Democratic Party, HDP, Ambrose Albert Owuru, went to the appeal court in Abuja, praying it to stop the inauguration of President-elect Senator Bola Tinubu. Now, the appeal court was miffed by the suit and ordered the litigant to pay a fine of 10 million naira each to the four parties involved, namely the President, Muhammadu Buhari, the Attorney General, Abubakar Malami, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and of course, the President-elect Bola Tinubu. The three-man panel of the court held that Mr. Owuru embarked on a gross abuse of court process by filing a frivolous, vexatious, and irritating suit meant to provoke, the respondent. Sometimes you wonder if politicians think before they make a move.
Well, the litigant was well within his rights to have gone to court, and the court has only given his own interpretation of the suit he filed. Of course, every citizen has a right to approach the courts.
If you feel aggrieved.
If you feel aggrieved, yes. I mean, and you feel you can't look away or you can't let it go. So I think, well, it will... One thing the court said actually was that there had been a decided case on this by the Supreme Court as at 2019. So his lawyers should have guided him on that and told him that there was no need trying to drag such a matter out again. But also I think Nigerian lawyers should also need
to help us.
To help, yes. Because some of these,
help the situation.
Some of these cases are actually cases that, you see, you would expect that lawyers will be more conversant with the dictates of the law and then with decided cases. Because you find out that some of these cases actually, some of these lawyers had been a part of such cases, either as counsel to litigants or counsel to defense. So you expect them to enrich the law.
Process,
but well, you just find out that with the way the appeal court has ruled, I don't know if it's going to head to the Supreme Court, since the appeal court referred to the Supreme Court by saying that it had decided on it.
On the matter.
So, well, it's also part of, it's enriching the jurisprudence. At least it's helping us to better understand issues around elections, around inaugurations, and all of that.
So at the risk of repeating oneself, politics is not quite exact.
This is not even politics to me. It's just silliness taken too far. A case brought by you had reached its conclusion at the Apex Court.
Previously?
Yeah, in 2019. You then went back to a lower court, still talking about the same matter, claiming that you won the 2019